I'm Judhotep, the goddess astrologer and soul coach. This is the daily divine feminine Astro-Intuitive for the 11th of April 2022. We're going to get into this amazing day that's a lead up to a powerful conjunction and a rare thing going on this week. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see the chart, and we'll pull some cards. And I want to let you know that Light Goddess, a Divine Feminine Sisterhood, is now open. So it started in August of 2021, I believe, in Facebook, but I really, as soon as I opened it, I wanted to move out of the Facebook black hole and move into our own sacred container. And so that is now happening, and it is open until April 29th to sign up. So what is it? It is where there's messaging just like Facebook, and it is a private container for women, for us, for light goddesses, women who are on divine feminine soul mission, who want to be connected with other women who are really speaking and living that same narrative of life, so that there's somebody confirming your reality and normalizing soul life. And also there's going to be full moon ceremonies that are not like any other ceremonies you've attended. Most likely they are transformational, sacred sharing circles for women to get deep and confidential space. I'm going to have some dance jams, some astrology jams, some oracle readings, some coaching, and some connection calls where we come together so that people can meet and see where they click, who they bond with, and make friendships, make deeper bonds, and all of us connect as a whole as well, and share resources with each other to help all of us move each other forward on our soul missions. There's a lot of people not realizing that we need to exchange gifts. We need to share resources with each other. So that is now open. It is literally only 44 for the rest of the year. The value of it is insane. So come join us if you're craving sisterhood and craving that deep connection. We're going to get into this chart. So the moon's in Leo, 19 degrees here at nearly 2 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm doing this for the East Coast, so just for your time zone. Ignore the wheel because the house system doesn't work when you're not doing it for a very specific place. So this Leo moon, it's a very heart-centered moon. It can kind of, the heart can be sad, it can have a lot of feels going on. It's definitely been a lot of feels coming up since Sunday, a lot of emotions. So identifying, like naming those emotions, what are the names of them? Do you have ways, how do you handle your emotions? What are your emotional skills? And it can keep going deeper and deeper because humanity as a whole doesn't tend to really have those skills. So it's like, are you using the emotions that come up as an opportunity to use your spiritual gig bag, all the tools that you've collected along the way, and to name your emotions, to not be lost in the emotions, but to understand what's happening. What do you need? Do you need rest? Are you listening to your divine feminine energy that has her needs, that is a spiral, it's a rhythm, it's non-linear? Or are you trying to do this masculine energy of this linear pointed energy? Men might watch this daily astro, but it's definitely geared towards women. But welcome if you're here. And this Venus is in this Pisces energy. It's at 6 degrees. It's going to be moving 7 degrees towards this conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces. So with Pisces, it's always a shadow and light. So we can't have more alcohol, more escapism, more drugs, more of that. Like, this is how I escape. So food, cleaning, over whatever you overdo to escape, to deal with your emotions, that can be happening. Or you can be pulled into the dream, into the vision, into just this unconditional love and this divine compassion and this amazing imaginative energy to build and create with the North Node and Taurus, to grow the garden, plant seeds, water the soil. Where's the sun? Is there something blocking the sun getting to the plants? If you don't know, it might look like the trees are getting enough sun and that they're all in this yard and sun can reach it, but the trees too close together will overshadow and take up too much sun, and so other trees won't be getting enough sun. So it's important to see what is being nurtured here. Venus is nurturing its relationships, its balance, its harmony. And so it's this deep, like passionate, like love for love's sake, seeing the higher view. And with Mars at 27 degrees Aquarius, it's like this higher mind, this for something more for humanity. It's like taking action for humanity. So what's your soul mission? Are you taking action in your soul mission for humanity? And always self-nurturing for self, and your soul mission is for you. It's what you love, it's what you love to do, it's what you're passionate about. And so if you're doing your soul mission, then it is already for you. And so then you are fulfilling, are you continuing to move it forward with action for the greater whole, for the soul life that we are all coming back to be an agent for soul. This Juno here is conjunct Mars. So it's like, how are we partnering with our mission, with our purpose, with our like initiation energy and our identity of what we're doing in this life? Like, how are we partnering with what we're doing in this life? Like, there's this question here. And with Saturn at 22 degrees Aquarius, Saturn's asking us to be within the boundaries of what we want to do for our soul, and not all over the place, like what we want to do for humanity, what we want to do in the soul mission, and for this higher thing, for this soul technology, whatever that means to you. Vesta in Aquarius is making this hearth, this altar, but this altar for something greater, for a vibration of divine love, for a vibration that's your soul tribe vibration, that's your heart vibration. So who are those people that you vibe with? Who's a vibe match? And who isn't a vibe match? Gone. They can go. It's okay. It's not right, wrong, good, bad. Nobody, there's no bad words. It's just like, we're not a vibe match. That's it. And Pluto at 28 degrees is helping us to shed the shadow side of all of the institutions and the structures in our lives and in the greater whole. And the sun's in 21 degrees moving into these last 10 degrees, and it's in Aries, this Aries season. So it's about the ego may have been very activated in the last 21 days, and so too it may continue. And so really being aware of your emotions and how your emotions and your ego are playing off of each other, and are the emotions activating your ego more, bringing up wounds with all this Pisces energy. We do have to look at karma coming up, and facing the shadowlands with compassion for ourselves, going through it, being the soul incarnate, and moving through those wounds of identity, Chiron and Aries, or those wounds of like what was sold to us of what life was, that cognitive dissonance that can come in, because it can keep coming in waves, cognitive dissonance about this next thing, like you realize, and then this other thing you realize about, like, I didn't realize I was buying into this part of reality that was sold to me. I didn't realize I was doing this. I didn't realize I was letting other people dictate my behavior in this weird, subtle, back-ended way. But there I go, like doing for other people or for some weird motive inside yourself. So look at the really back-end motives within yourself and face it, because facing it allows you to change it. Not facing it means that you will do it again. And so when you get that discomfort feeling, it's like, I don't want to feel this again. Well, then face it so you can heal it, face it so you can mend it, so you can move through it, so you can change it, alter it. Mercury has been going, moving through all the planets from the south node to the north node. And so he's been talking to all of the planets. So he was in Aquarius, and then he moved through Pisces, so talking to Venus and talking to Jupiter, talking to Neptune. And so this conjunction here, that's going to be, it's a conjunction right now, but it's going to be exact on Tuesday at around 10 a.m. roughly Eastern time. And so it's this deep spiritual energy that, like water, Pisces is going to just move. Like if you think about water and it's poured into something, or there's a flood, it gets into every crack, nook, and cranny, seeps into the ground as much as the ground will allow, until the ground water sources, the aquifers underneath the ground are full, and then it starts to bubble up underneath the concrete and then make the concrete break up. And so if you think about that, there's going to be challenge possibly this week with that concrete being broken up and that spiritual energy shifting up and really forcing and pushing and saying, are you going to go with soul already? Are you going to go with your heart already? Are you going to be in your mind, in your head, in this Aquarius cerebral energy going back and forth in the mind, or in this Gemini energy of Black Moon Lilith here, like, this so much intellectualizing things? Are you gonna be in any of that air energy and just the Libra? We don't have specific Libra in the chart, but if, like, we all have these in our chart. We all as humanity have been in a mind dominant culture where reason was really put on a pedestal over the love consciousness, which is what connects all of us, over being motivated from the heart. And it's like, if every person was following their heart, think of the flow that would be happening, because when you're in your heart and you're in that flow uprising, everything is just flowing and you're moving, and you get the notice from your intuition of what to do next, and you go here and you go there, and then two people meet up and it's like, I didn't really want to come tonight, but then you're there and bam, you're giving each other a hug, and it's just this amazing relationship newly formed. And so it's all of that beauty. And so it's like Mercury, has talked to this energy. So it's like, if you feel that concrete breaking up in your week, in yourself this whole week, just know that that's where you do this Pisces jam, and you get into the imagination, the creativity, and channel that negative energy into creation, into creative projects. Paint, write, draw, dance, chant, make something, clay, build woodworking, computer programs, videos, editing, copy, some project, clip art, Canva, memes. I mean, the sky is the limit. Like, open up to these infinite possibilities, to all these possibilities. Like, this spiritual energy is possibilities, and Jupiter's expanding just keeps expanding. There's no end to it. And it's also beliefs. It's like, what are your spiritual soul beliefs? Like, what are your spiritual soul beliefs? And are your beliefs from soul? Are they serving you? Let's check in there. And all of these squares, so there's decisions to be made, there's adjustments to be made, from the moon to the north node, to our destiny to build and grow, our emotions coming from the heart. We have to take attendance to our emotions. So it's very much really being this mother or this parent to ourselves, not in one way of looking at it, more in like this kindness that we are to ourselves, our own caretaker. Like, we must be our own caretaker, like you would with a child. Always think about a child, because it's just the easiest example. Nearly everyone has seen a child being taken care of, or taking care of one, or gets it, or has someone in their life that's taking care of a child. And so it's like, what do those emotions need? Not to think of yourself like a child, but to think about, like, what would you do with the child? Because it brings it back to Taurus North Node, the basic simplicity. When that child's tired, when you're feeling tired, why can't you just take a little 20-minute cat nap? Or why can't you rest? Or what if you're feeling like you want to go merge with the ocean? Why can't you go lay down in the ocean? If you're feeling like you want to cook a like beautiful meal, or to go exercise and burn off some excess energy, and it's not in your schedule, why aren't you following your heart? Because maybe that's where you're going to meet your next client, or run into your soulmate, or connect with the next new friend, or just clear your head, and then you get back into your schedule in such a powerful claimed leadership way, that now you're in your claimed leadership. Now you're in your high priestess. So it's like, there's adjustments to be made with squares. There is this feeling of pressure or challenge. There is something that we must do to be able to use both energies at the highest octave. So can we use the gifts of the South Node for Venus and Pisces, Mars and Aquarius, and Juno and Aquarius, and Saturn here in Aquarius, like the 3 planets in Aquarius? Can we like use this energy to be like, how do we take action from a place that uses the gifts of depth, of self-intimacy, of being willing to go into deeper depths of intimacy, which is like facing our hard stuff to face in ourselves, because again, that's when we actually don't have to repeat it, is when we face it, even though it makes us feel like yucky or like we're wrong or bad, or like, really, it's like a Steve Urkel, like, did I really do that? Like, okay, dang, like, and really looking at it and facing it, because then we're just like, again, how would a parent respond to a child? The parent wouldn't disown the child or judge them or like be like, oh, you're yucky. Like the parent would be like, oh, come here, I got you, and compassion and hug, and like, what do we need to be to be okay, you know, what to, and obviously not alcohol and drugs is the parent giving the child, you know, it's like, no, we're not going to overeat right now, no, we're not going to stay up, you know, past like when you're overtired and overstimulated and you need sleep, and okay, now you're overstimulated and you can't sleep, so let's read a book together and put on some soft music and cuddle up in the chair, you know, it's like, how can you nourish yourself and apply that to yourself? Like, we need to attend to ourselves and give ourselves that self nourishment, like seriously, like give yourself the bath with the flower petals in it, light candles, and have just this beautiful ambiance in your home for you. Even if you live alone, you don't have a partner, like bring flowers in the house. Like I always had flowers every week for myself. Like that's something like that makes me feel amazing. You know, you can get them cheap at Trader Joe's. It's just like whatever you got to do to like bring in some scents, bring in, you know, just soft textiles and colors. Colors feed the soul. Like stop being beige. Like seriously, really get risk taking with color. This world is too fucking beige. Like seriously, it is too much. And it's like everybody wears black because you don't want stains on your shirt. But dude, life's too short. Like get the stain and wear something bright and that makes you just so uplifted. And so this Mercury, you know, so think about that when you're having tough challenges today, you know, think about that. And we have a full moon coming at the end of this week. So this energy is ramping up to that full moon, which is going to be so powerful. If you're in the Naples area or the Tampa area or the Miami area, it's worth the drive to come to this Venus circle that's happening in Naples at the end of the week. And it's an in-person circle for women only. It's insanely powerful. We're going to sit in sacred space, confidential space. And it's just where you get to be who you be, and you get to be heard and to be in your authority of who you are. And you can sign up for that at www.yoga, the number 4 elements.com. So it's yoga for elements, but it's the number 4, not spelled out. So you can come and join us there. It is going to be really powerful. It's going to be some dancing and some food, and it's just a really rare chance to be in one of my in-person Venus circles. So I hope you join us there. This Mercury is going to be, you know, going to talk to Uranus at some point soon. But for now, you know, it got done talking to the sun, our solar fuel, and our egos. Like, what's going on with our egos here? We in our identity as humanity, and what is our identity as humanity, and what's happening here? And it's this Aries energy that wants like get up and go. And so with it being in Taurus, it can ground our mind and make our mind a little bit more still. But that's not really the case for everybody, you know, depending on what your personal transits are. So if you haven't had an astrology reading lately, I recommend it. You can book that at thegoddessastrologer.com. I have a beautiful Saturn Mercury square going on right now, so it's super fun. So it's like, you know, the Mercury energy can, with Pluto, it can kind of bring up this decision around be like speaking. Are we going to speak our voice as women without being afraid of being seen and heard? And are we going to face the things that are on our heart, all the so-called problems, or the things like, are you taking, you know, are you doing something about it, or are you just pushing it down or not facing it? And the thing to do might be meditation. The thing to do might be communion with source and great spirit to see what your next step is. It's not necessarily like go action, but it also is. So of like, maybe you need to go to, get a massage or some acupuncture, or do a healing modality, or to get your chart done, or to start your project or continue your project, or to stay dogged on it. So there can be some fears around our feelings, and about receiving and being willing to receive, and what does that mean. And there's this rape, it's like rape of the mind, rape of the emotions, rape of the heart, rape of the soul, rape physically. And so as women, like, we're shedding this fear that's like this deep down fear, and it's connected to this Pisces energy, this black moon Lilith. And so it's like, where was there subservience in the deep karma from the past of woman? You might have been a man in past life, but a lot of times you've had many lifetimes as a woman. And it's like, where has there been this subservience, and forced to, and maybe as a man too, like forced to be subservient for in the name of God. Like, that's a big one in a lot of people's past lives. That's a thing that's healing. So it's like this rape of the soul. It's like this rape of the heart, of the mind, of the trust. And so just our trust as women, like trusting the masculine, trusting a divine masculine with all this malignant masculine still running around. And so it's like the divine masculine can hold space for the feminine, and the divine feminine right now, it's for us to like hold that space for the masculine to step into their divine masculine role, and to protect and hold space for us, and also to be this leader in this world of what divine masculine energy really looks like. And so there's so much going on here. It's a beautiful day. It can be crispy. There's emotions. Really think about how you attend to your emotions. Are you there for yourself, or are you doing some linear, society says, work says, my family says I have to do XYZ, or I think I do because of money, or I think I do because of lack consciousness. So whenever it's for this reason that's not coming from love, from your heart, and like, what does that mean? Like, coming from love, like that it's coming from this drive for something greater, from your soul, that it's coming from like trust in your path and in your mission. It's like fears are coming up, so clear the fear, face the fear, and allow the fear to come up, but allow. And I've just been getting, like, I've been done like so many readings tonight, and I've just been getting like these same cards over and over. It's interesting. It's just been like really interesting with people. So we have no place like home, and it's really about this home inside of ourselves. We can't get our security, and our home is an archetype, and it's a symbolism, and symbolism, and it is the home inside of you, and what that means, and how do you anchor to it, and how do you stay connected to it, because we can't get it from outside of ourselves. And a lot of people try to get it from relationships, from money, from possessions, from escape, so many things. It's like, do you have a home that's an anchor inside yourself always, no matter what? And then when life like tumult, somersaults you, like in a wave, like a surfer in a wave that gets flipped in a wave, like, are you able to float back up, grab your board, and come on in? I mean, I got hit in the head with a board once. I got like my ankle wrapped up in somebody else's leash once, and that was fucked up because I got dragged, and man, talking about like could have been bad. So it's like, when life does that, it's like, okay, all is not lost. We could have challenge in life, but is that anchor within yourself? Or do you have that footing? Do you have that soul that's solid within you? And do you have the skills to take great nurturance for yourself? And then we got truth be told, which is about your heart and the truth of your heart, speaking that truth, being in that reality of what's from the heart, because this overculture sells what is from the mind, what is from groupthink, what is from like conforming, and being about these interjects from the overculture. And it comes from the family, it comes from the lineage, it comes from everywhere. It's kind of like this web that like we have to pull this web up and out of ourselves, like pulling off the programming. What else is coming up? go the distance. So it's like, for your soul mission, are you willing to go the distance? And again, like, this is feminine energy. So going the distance is just focus. It's staying focused on not letting all these distractions in, which is like background karmic fear or insecurity of being seen and heard as a woman, being a voice loud in the world, like realizing you are this missing puzzle piece. I just did an episode for Sacred Vibe Saturday called Woman You Matter, and it's really powerful for women. Please go listen to it. It's the Light Goddess podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Spotify, there's somebody else has the same name. So I'm doing a handstand on the picture. So that's how you can denote podcasts. Please subscribe so more women can find it. But it's like going the distance in a feminine, non-linear way, which is listening to your heart about what to do next, which might be to like go make a carrot salad because it gets excess estrogen out of the body. Hope you're not eating those fucking Wonder Burger things or whatever that are from Gates. Like literally that's his company. Bill Gates like makes those fucking Wonder Burgers and shit, or what are they called? I can't fucking remember, but whatever they are, it's got it's got an insane amount of estrogen in it that's normal than what is like called for, particularly for men. So if you think about men being kind of feminized, never ending story, it's in reverse. So it's just this never ending story of, and you can see that there's a heart here and it's like held. And so it's like what your heart, you're held and supported in life, but like just like surfing, you can get, how you can get flipped off the wave, but it's not rare. It's rare that somebody's like dead in surfing and dies unless it's their time. And then like that's kind of a cool way to go out. Like I'd totally love to go out that way in like a 60-foot wave or something, unless you like sit there and drown for a while. And then I'm like, nah, I'm out. But if it's just like that, like fuck yeah, that would be fun. But it's like I like want like a really adventurous death. Like if I'm gonna go out, and it's gotta be good. But anyways, like, so this never ending story is the mind just spinning, looping. There's a lot of that energy going around right now. So we have to watch our mind pull down into your heart. You can do a quick meditation where you just ground and you take all your chakras and you take your crown chakra and you connect it to Great Spirit. You take your root chakra and you connect it down to the earth and you feel the flow coming through, and you take that mind energy and you pull it down into your like sacrum, which is behind me, which is not right, into your like xiphoid process, which is kind of like underneath your breastbone here. So it's like kind of in the heart chakra, but you're pulling it down into your body and then letting it speak to you and be pushed out into a channel to create. So it is really important to watch the mind, do your mindset work. That's what we do in Light Goddess coaching. So if you haven't inquired about coaching and you want to be using your chart to get to know yourself, go super deep and to understand where the fuck your wounds are, where your south node is, and like how to stay out of it, how to move into the highest octave of who you are and what you're meant to bring here, you can inquire about Light Goddess coaching at thegoddessastrologer.com. We got the fates and it is amazing. It's in reverse. So it's like believing, like, do you believe in the greater spiritual life? Like, do you believe in this greater spiritual connection, that there is something that's meant for you, that's bigger, that's more powerful and profound, that the life has a missing puzzle piece while your voice isn't out in the world. And again, it's just Taurus, like building step by step by step. It's like this turtle energy. It's just like steady, keep going, steady. So it's like going the distance is also endurance, conditioning. And so it's this endurance of being able to have the stamina and the endurance to keep going. Like in handstanding, I'm a hand balancer. So, I have to condition and to be able to hold a handstand for 60 seconds and then on and to like be able to hold my body up to do tricks with my legs, then I have to be able to hold my handstand for minutes and minutes and minutes. And so it's like conditioning up to that and being able to keep the body in all of the different alignments. And there's like so many fucking buttons. And so it's like, there's a lot to think about. What's to come next. So it's like maybe some of the times when you think you need more rest, it's just this part of this conditioning and this endurance that you are building. So it's like not beating yourself up for needing to rest. So I got truth be told again, it's really coming up heavy. So there's something that you're not speaking that is on your heart. There's something that you're not facing that is truth. There's something that you're like not seeing, like the bright side. You're not seeing the goodness, the magic, the beauty, the love. Like you're not seeing the love consciousness and connecting into that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love. Hope you'll subscribe to this channel so we can get a better URL going. This is for Divine Feminine Sisterhood here. I hope these videos are nourishing you and helping you make it through the days and your weeks. Not make it through, but thrive, to thrive and to use these energies in the most magical way that you can. And please come into Light Goddess, the Divine Feminine Sisterhood. You can sign up at thegoddessastrologer.com. And the links are also below. So the easy link is just right below this video and it clearly says it. So it is so powerful. It's going to be amazing to sit with you women in sacred space. And it's a lot to hold a container like this. And I'm excited about having these hours spent with you to connect at this deep level about the divine feminine awakening and journey and about what's on our hearts, where we sit with ourselves as women and being who we really be, like being who we are and owning that authority of ourselves. So really, really excited about all of that. I will talk to you in the next daily.